Hey guys, it's good to be back with you. I know it's been a long time. It's probably been a couple of years since we've done a YouTube video, but we thought we could share some new stuff about Meta Lighthouse, do some tarot readings, and just, you know,
catch up.
with you.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So just to reintroduce ourselves, I'm Sara.
I'm Jason.
And we're from Meta Lighthouse, which is a love-based grassroots organization founded by psychics and scientists working together to create social change through empathy and provide solutions in consciousness and technology to build a better world.
And we realized right from the beginning of Meta Lighthouse 10 years ago that, in order to evolve and push things forward, it would take a bridge to connect science and spirituality and bring it together to create solutions for everyone. So that's the basis of our organization. Do you want to share a little bit how we even found each other and what that looks like?
How we found each other? Oh my gosh. Well, that's a long story.
Yeah, maybe it's too long for today.
Maybe we should make another video.
Yeah,
because it's really interesting.
Yeah. We'll talk about that another time.
But let's talk about bridging science and spirituality, because it's really a lot easier said than done, especially in this world, so filled with lies. And that's the primary reason why we need to bridge it too. What's true?
And also why we stayed away from YouTube a little bit. When we would check in, it was just so many different lies being told, or I don't want to say lies, but confusion.
Yes.
And bits and pieces but don't show the evidence.
Right.
So
there's a lot of people in the spiritual community talking a lot of big talk, going places, talking about ascending and 5D. I know we've done a video on that before too, but it's really...
But who's talking about the here and now?
That's right.
And what they want to do today, and with offering what solutions. And we know that time immortal, if you just rely on spirituality, nothing gets done. Because look where we are today.
Right.
And if you just rely on science, it's the same thing. We only get so far. But bridging them together, which is what our mission was and is, and what we've actually done, is to birth in metaphysics, which is the things like this that we value so much, and cards and channeling and information that comes from beyond the senses, but also using science with their technologies to actually help support evolution, because evolution is spirituality and science working together.
Yes, hand in hand. And something that we've done to, keep the science and spirituality as a centerpiece of what we're all about with the Lighthouse is to document all of the guidance that we've gotten over the past 10 years.
Right.
So we get information, and we document it, like I said, and then when it comes to pass, we also document that too. So that is the science to the spirituality.
We call it faith-based evidence, things like forecasting metaphysical predictions that do in fact come true. And a lot of the information that we get is worldly. So it's documented, and also in front of scientists that are with us that also see the playing out of the evidence. And together, this is what's called faith-based evidence. You don't just want to listen to some spiritual cymbal clanging playing that has no documentation or evidence. People talk about flying to Jupiter and going to Mars and fighting aliens on the moon or whatever they're talking about, but there's no evidence. You would think if any one person was working with another civilization, which we claim we do, the evidence in spades would be, what would these beings be offering or supporting humanity with? And all we've seen is talk about med beds and talk about flying to some planet and fighting aliens. But
I think it's a form of escapism too. And not only that, I think it's also a big, huge ego trip for a lot of these people. And if you really dig in deep, you find they're making an awful lot of money, and they love to be the center of attention. And, we don't want to be the center of attention at all. Really, we just are here to help people because the world is in such a state of transition and chaos that people need something to hold on to. And there's so much information out there. It's really confusing.
Right.
So you want to look for the evidence of what someone is preaching.
Always look for the evidence, and especially if you're dealing in UFO stuff. If somebody's claiming to have ties to a being that has technology to fly interdimensional or to other planets, then you would figure that why would they be in touch with this person? Just to fly them around? You would think that they would offer something to that person to help humanity. Wouldn't that be the whole reason?
Which is what we have. And we do have real technology that is here to help humanity. We don't talk about it too much yet because it's not in the world. But something else that we've been given is information to help empaths. We created, through channeled information, an 8-step program that helps empaths not only understand their gifts, but why they're empathic to begin with, and how to reach illumination, which is love all, serve all. But there's so much information in there, about karma, soul development, your soul purpose. But it all starts with know thyself and love thyself and learning how to really honor and take care of thyself.
And all these words, there might be some people out there going, oh, know thyself, this is Illuminati stuff. But we also need to shed light on what is the Illuminati and the difference of the truth of what's here and the lies that are told conspiracy after conspiracy to keep people confused and afraid.
That sounds like a good video that we're about to make, and we plan on making that
We
soon.
really will, because the truth need to be told these days.
It
and
does.
the real secrets are coming out. And the real secret societies and families also need to be told, because these things are just so, when I look out there, I'm just dismayed at all the lies that are being told and the people that are following them. And the ones that tell the lies are really playing with their souls, and they're playing with fire, and they don't even know it. So it's really, really baffling to see this. So that's why we've come back to not talk about us so much, but to talk about what it is we have to offer and to shed light on the differences between light and dark. Sometimes you can't tell, and what you think is light might not be. So we will also share videos of our knowledge firsthand to give with you on these things too.
And just one message from beings that we are in contact with. It's really all about the human condition, not so much about them or traveling to outer space or UFOs or all this other, out of this world stuff.
Right.
Which, there is a lot of out of this world stuff. No lies there. However, the most important thing right now in the third dimension is each one reach one.
Yeah.
People helping each other.
Yeah.
And eradicating a lot of the ills that really just, it keeps humanity in bondage and from evolving.
100%. If the beings are truly working with someone, then that person would be saying, not about going to another planet. That'd be the last thing they talk about. They would be wanting to change the frequencies within their own planet, which means eradicating poverty, dealing with racism, and elevating beyond where they are as a species. It's very underdeveloped. So you got to be careful when you're hearing about flying somewhere light's fantastic, because the true guides don't want that. They want you to look at Earth and develop it and evolve and raise the frequency.
I can't wait to talk about what consciousness really is.
Yeah.
And how we can really elevate consciousness and what 5D really is and how to get there. And it's going to take an awfully long time and a lot of work, but it is possible. But what steps need to be taken in the now time to reach it? That's what's really, really important, instead of always reaching for something that's just, it's like a carrot that's always out of reach because we're not given the proper steps.
Right. You have to evolve to get to space travel. It's not given unto you. A med bed is not given unto you. There is nothing given unto you. There is evolution, which is integrating science and technology, and in time and in steps, You do come into med beds and things like that, but it's created from below above. It's not given from above to below. It just doesn't work that way. And what really creates that is eradicating the vibrations that keep hindrance in an upper level. The reason why there's poverty or racism or any of these things isn't because there's an Illuminati or a bad guy doing something. That's fallacy. It has to do with the human collective and the sickness within consciousness. And once you fix consciousness, problems fall away like butter. You'll look back and be like, wow, I can't believe we even had poverty for so long. The only reason is because the consciousness is not unified. It's not in one accord. It's splintered and it's sick. And once you fix that vibration, you keep elevating. And once you keep elevating, I don't like the word ascension. People want to fly away, but you elevate this place. You terraform it. You change consciousness and everything changes. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with...
It really comes down to empathy.
It does.
Is really caring about another human being and looking at them like you're looking at yourself.
Right.
Like is looking at another person is looking in the mirror at another aspect of self, which is another aspect of God.
It's 100%. And let me say this, it's not that it has nothing to do with money, but the reason why money doesn't follow the real problems or fix them is because of the deficiency within consciousness. Once you fix that, the money goes right into the problem with ease, and the problem doesn't perpetuate. See, what we have here is consciousness sickness and deficiency because the problem perpetuates. They throw $1 billion into poverty, nothing happens, right? Because that's not how you fix it. You can't just address it on a third dimension. You have to know thyself. You have to know why you're here, what you're doing, what you're a part of, in order to change it.
And really, if everyone could just look in their own 4-foot radius, your family, your neighborhood, your friends, and start there with empathy and caring about another,
right.
Helping where help is needed. And really, that's all we need to do. I mean, people who have great responsibility and lots of money, well, your 4-foot radius is much bigger than ours or, your average person. But it really kind of comes down to that. Each one reach one, and then it ripples out.
It's true. And everybody's accountable, right? There's accountability measures in our actions. It's like a ripple. It's like a lake, and you throw a pebble in and it ripples and it affects consciousness. That's how consciousness kind of works. But if you're rippling out lies and dissension and hate and division and control, in the end, those ripples come back for you because this temporary body that you're in, you still live on. And everybody's held accountable for their weights and measures. Nobody gets away with nothing. And why would you want to behave so negative or dark towards humanity when the ride is so brief? You're only here, at best, some of you, 80 years. Not much more than that. And if you are, it's usually not the best years. So why would you take the bulk of that time and behave so poorly? It's baffling in some ways.
But the world is changing. I mean, we've left the old earth behind. This is a new earth. And as difficult as it is, only the good is really going to have longevity.
It's
right?
true.
So evil behaviors, I mean, karma is a real thing.
It's real.
Right? You
Yeah.
know, so if you've been sowing good seeds, the good seeds are going to come back to you. And of course, the evil's going to come back to you.
And of course, the technologies. And this is why bridging science and spirituality is so important, because those are the missing pieces to the evolution. You know, people say, oh, you can change your DNA just by oming on a hill. Well, good luck with that, because you're still, when the cancer comes, let's see how it works. It's technology, not saying that spirituality and mindset and mindfulness don't have power. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, it's together.
But it's the merger of the technologies that are so key to the longevity of consciousness and the human body. If it's one side without the spiritual, it falls, right? Atlantis falls. Things fall when you just rely on the technology or the science part of things. And the same with spirituality. It doesn't really move. I can't get it to the next step of evolution because I don't have the technology that's addressing mass suffering on a mass level. If you were to eradicate a cancer, that allows for a breathing to happen in humanity and for it to evolve. But if I'm just oming on a hill and I'm reaching, very few, it doesn't affect the collective. We need science and spirituality to merge. That's the new world.
So how about we pull some cards? What do you say?
Yeah, let's do some spiritual work.
Yeah. So we have 3 questions today from friends of ours, and they all happen to be money related or career related.
Yeah.
So
that's odd. Yeah.
and I know that's kind of a specialty of yours. Jason's been doing tarot readings for over 30 years. You've been guiding people in their personal lives, relationships, but also people in with their finances and with their businesses, their careers, with some great success.
True.
With great feedback.
True. And, we
me.
can't leave out too, unfortunately, with divination, you can help people with their business and their finances and their love lives, but also tragedy is upon this land. So I've also worked on murder cases, missing people, and with success, I may add. And, those are the disturbing things that I don't like to do.
And predictions. He makes future predictions, which a lot of things have come true, right? You predicted the fall of the Twin Towers a year and a half before it happened. It's in print.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
You predicted Pope Benedict stepping down.
That's true. But I will say this. It's not Jason, right?
Yes.
But because the metaphysics and genetics with the training allows for telepathy to be activated. And that's where we have done a lot of our work.
And I think the measure of a true psychic or a good psychic, someone that you can really trust, is someone who genuinely cares about giving you the best information, the most helpful information, not lying, not, saying you'll be cursed or whatever. It's crazy. Or not as an ego boost, or making a ton of money.
Right. If they're living in a $3 million mansion and they're just talking stuff, you have to look for evidence. Right. And as you just heard, there is faith-based evidence. And what that is again, somebody came in, a magazine came in, sat down with me and said, hey, I want you to give me 10 predictions for 1999. This was in a magazine.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I sat there and got the predictions, put them out, and one of them was the fall of the Twin Towers. One of them was the president who was going to be elected at that time. It was Clinton. One of the predictions was a transfer of technology companies moving to the area that would rival Boston, and in fact, it did, and they are there now. Why do I say that? Because that's the evidence. When you have evidence of the faith, which is the prediction, and then you can see what's happened, then those are the people that you want to kind of sit with and you want to kind of look at. Not sensationalize, not necessarily television. If the predictions aren't there, then who are you listening to? So facts and science, if they're not in the metaphysics, then you got to be careful what you're looking at.
Definitely. There's too many
charlatans and people that give this, what is naturally God-gifted, such a bad name. There's been a lot of people that come into my good grace that have been victimized by charlatans or people that you got to pay them money to fix your life. And that is just
and I think a lot of them are coming out of the woodwork now because we're coming into the new earth. And a lot of people are trying to take advantage of that and take advantage of people. So we just hope you guys are careful who you're giving your trust and your money to.
Yeah.
If they say it's true spirituality.
True spirituality.
There's a responsibility there.
There really is. And no alien beings or friends from distant places are going to sanction high money value like, I'm not going to say any names, but even some people that claim the Pleiadians, there's outfits that clients of mine have come to me and said they have to pay $10,000 to this Pleiadian organization for some rainbow activation. And I wanted to pull my eyes out because the Pleiadians or any other beings that are trying to help humanity would never, ever, ever sanction anyone to charge $10,000 because there's so many people that would not be able to come.
You want to play with the cards?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question comes from Brian. Brian is asking about his finances. What do they look like over the next 3 months?
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's see what
so
they
I'm going
have.
to pull 5 cards for Brian.
All right, Brian. Well, we hope they are good. hopefully good. All right.
And if they're not good, we'll give you helpful and hopeful advice how to make them good.
That's a
right?
true psychic, yeah.
Oof. Oh boy.
Sheesh. Brian, those are really,
So we have the, should we show? Queen of Wands reversed. High Priestess reversed. The Tower card. The Judgment card. And the Two of Swords.
Wow.
So what do you make of that?
That really, I know that this was a financial question.
Yes.
But when you look at these cards, they sometimes bring attention to something higher. So Brian's asking for this, but the universe is answering back, but wait a minute, there's some other things going on. I don't know if that has to do with his mom or whatnot, but there's some kind of changes going on that need to be looked at. So what I'm going to suggest is when you have cards like this and there's higher stuff going on, we're going to have to pull a few more to get clarity, to try to get his answers about the money,
yes.
but also to try to understand a little bit more.
Okay. So the next 3 cards are...
Yeah, let's look at these.
The 4 of Cups, the 2 of Coins reversed, and the 7 of Wands.
That's interesting because what that's saying is that when we talk about the money stuff, it looks like in the same season, the 4 of Cups into the 2 of Coins reversed is, it's like Brian's he's waiting and he's wondering, is something going to happen? And sometimes the 4 of Cups means you don't see it happening at the time that it is, in fact, happening. It's one of those kind of moments. So that would translate to something just happens. Doesn't tell me it's a job, doesn't tell me what. But the 2 of Coins, when it reverses, it means stability within finance. It means you might not have $1 million, but whatever that up and down stuff was is now going to reverse, which means balance. And then it turns into the 7 of Wands, which is really wonderful because once the money turns to an even playing field, the 7 of Wands is maintaining order and excelling. So it's kind of like, it's good for Brian. So things will turn around. But there's other things that are going on that are tough right now.
So not just money, but family.
Looks like family stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we wish you good luck, Brian. Yeah.
Well, thank you for giving us your question, Brian, too, and check back in with us. We love when people check back in with us because the cards are only for a period of time and then they change. And especially when they're reversed, sometimes it's just a waiting type situation.
So true.
Right? And a lot of times it's in our power to change the cards too. Right?
It is.
All right, so our next person is Paul.
Hi,
Again,
Paul.
these are another money card.
Okay.
I've got a big deal coming or on the table with big money. Is it going to go down and when?
Sheesh, Paul.
I know.
Just the fact that you have a big deal with big money, good for you.
I'm scared to pull the cards.
I know.
They're good.
I hope they're good too.
Good. No, I'm not scared.
Oh,
Hey!
wow. Dang.
So this just fell out. It's the 9 of Coins.
Wow.
Which is
big money.
Abundance.
It's abundance. It's big money. And it's very favorable when it falls upright, which is a direct answer to that question, right? Okay.
The 4 of Swords reversed. So clearly he's uncomfortable right now.
Clearly,
right?
yes.
Yeah, which that's understandable.
Okay. I think that it's ongoing. Okay, so what do we...
So we have the Empress reversed, the Strength card reversed, and the Queen of Swords.
And it started with that 9 of coins,
Yes.
4 swords reversed.
Yes.
And the way the 9 just fell out like
Yep.
that. They say what falls to your floor comes to your door, so it fell out, which would be the 9 of coins coming in, which is wealth, which is a big deal going down. But the 4 of swords is reversed, which means one of two things. It means the money come first, which means it forces the environment to change. So you're no longer, bound to whatever you were going through before the money. Money, it's a blessing, but it forces a move or to look at your environment. Then you have the Empress card reverse, which means whatever the big money was that fell on the table, that's not the end of it. The Empress reverse is wonderful, but it also means things are still working. Things still have to come together. There's more things that come. That it's like the money comes, but then there's probably some other deal he's dealing with. There's some other situation. The Strength card's reverse, which means they're going to have to temper their strength and focus on their health and keep themselves strong. Sometimes more money doesn't mean everything's wonderful. Sometimes there's stress with that, and there's more work and
more worry.
More worry. So, there's a little bit of that going on. And then the Page of Swords falls, which is information on how to transmute the second business, or the second deal, if you will. So it's an ongoing thing, and it looks good. But I would just suggest tempering your strength.
So he doesn't get worn out.
Yeah, and try to deal with anxiety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the tough parts of those cards.
All right, Paul, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we are. Okay, good. Just checking on my phone, make sure we're recording. Okay, so our third question comes from Mary.
Hi,
Mary started a business a few years back, and it hasn't been profitable. Yet she needs money.
Okay.
Should she look for a job while maintaining the business?
It's just funny how all three questions, the three questions we have, are all centered on money. Seems to be.
It's a theme.
It's a theme. It's something.
Okay.
Let's do it. All right, Mary. And she's saying that she's in need of finding...
Okay, so she started a business a few years back, and it hasn't been profitable, yet she needs money right now. Should she get a job to sustain herself?
What the heck is going on here? Actually, interesting. Let me try to...
What's that all about?
I don't know.
Okay, so just to show you guys, we have the 6 of coins, the 8 of swords reversed, which is good because that's a feeling of not feeling entrapped anymore. 8 of coins is great, working hard, but then the 3 of swords and the death card reversed.
We're going to have to look at the 3 of swords death card reverse and build on that, because the first 3 cards do talk about sustenance. The 6 of coins is some kind of money that comes in. Your needs will be met. The 2 of swords reverses, which also indicates action. You
mean the 8 of swords?
Oh, that's the 8. Oh,
yes.
Sorry, even better. The 8 of swords reverses because the 6 happens. Now the 6 is that, again, needs are covered with money, but it's not talking about a job yet. And then the 8 reverses, which is, it allows for things to move forward. You're no longer feeling that, Mary's no longer feeling stuck. And then the 8 of coins is work, and it's being very busy.
But is that her business, or is that the new job?
I think that's the business, because the 6 to the 8, if it was a new job, you would have new kind of cards.
Like an ace.
You'd have an ace or a page or something. With this is the business that either she's been working at, is able to move forward. But the bottom line is, once the 6 comes in, there's an automatic, oh my God, relief. And then the 8 means extremely busy. Now, what is this other stuff here? 2 of swords, strength reversed. I'm not. Put one in the middle. Let's see what that's. I don't know. Interesting. Is this? Let me ask a question. Is this? What is this dealing with? Okay, so I think that the business and the money, will put that separate, and I think that there's other cards that are just talking about, emotional things going on, feeling like sadness a little bit, but yet at the same time, the cards are positive because the 5 of Wands is reversed, the 7 of Wands is upright, the Fool card's a new journey, new circumstances. So
do you think that this has happened already, that 3 of Swords? Is this the past that she just needs to keep going?
That's a good question, because, this had come up with this, but let's pull a couple of more. I'm sorry to have to keep reading.
Oh, it's fun. I love it.
I think it's going to work itself
it ends with
out.
Lovers.
Yeah, it ends with Lovers and the Hierophant, which is ongoing positive lessons. But I think that some of those cards are the healing that needs to take place from pains and difficulties. And I think that as
outside of the business, she must have had other things going on.
She definitely had other things going on. And at the time that the money starts to come in, it also stirs up some other things that are need to be healed, and it allows for healing to take place. And then the Fool card is like a reset. It's like a starting over anew. It's like wonderful things, right?
So Mary does not need to get another job then.
No.
So
according to this, no.
Keep plugging away.
Keep plugging away. The 6 is sustenance. Something's going to come to allow for her to know, okay, at least the needs are covered.
Yeah.
I'm okay now. And then it goes from that to the 6 to the 8, which is 2 more coins, which when you add, 6 is needs, 8 is wants. And 8 is more like, I need this and that, and I can get it, but I'm so busy, I don't even have time to deal with that. You go from being, the 6 to the 8, which means your wants can be addressed, not just needs.
Well, it sounds like progress.
Definitely.
It's really, really good progress.
Yeah.
So that's it for our questions today. And I think that's it for this video today. And then it's good to be back, I have to say. It was fun.
It was fun.
We had a good time. I can't believe it's been 2 or 3 years now.
We've been really busy, and we haven't been focusing on social media. Sometimes we do a Facebook Live where we read cards live, and that's fun too, but we really haven't. We've been really dedicated to the mission. We do want to say, if you do want to get your cards read and this was fun to you, like and subscribe to our channel, but also put in the comment section.
Yeah, we'd be happy to read your cards.
Yeah.
We love doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Leave questions and we'll get back to you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us again today, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, we hope you have an awesome day.
Have fun.
Take care, everybody.